They called it the Maple Hollow Retreat, a cozy 5-bedroom Airbnb tucked deep in the woods of upstate New York. Warm lighting, vintage furniture, and a wraparound porch that looked out into miles of trees. 4 or 5 friends, Eli, Maya, Chris, Jordan, and Tessa. It was supposed to be the perfect weekend escape. No work, no responsibilities. Just laughter, drinks, and silence away from the city noise. But what waited inside the Maple Hollow Retreat wasn't peace. It was a loop, one that never ended. And by the time they realized it, it was already too late. They arrived on a Friday evening, the last streak of daylight fading into orange and gray. The Airbnb listing looked even better in person, rustic and charming, with a faint smell of pine and lemon polish inside. The host had left a handwritten note on the counter. "Welcome. Treat the house kindly, and it will treat you kindly too." Tessa joked. Creepy way to say, don't trash the place. They laughed, unloaded their bags, and popped open a few beers. Music, games, stories by the fire. It was everything they wanted, carefree, joyful, ordinary. That night, Maya noticed something strange, a mirror in a hallway facing another mirror, forming an endless reflection tunnel. When she looked closely, she swore she saw someone move inside the reflection just behind her. But when she turned, no one was there. She brushed it off. It was probably just the wine. Eli was the first awake. The sunlight hit the same spot on his face. Coffee brewed. Bacon sizzled. Everything felt normal. Until Tessa came downstairs, looking confused. "Why'd you put all the food back in the fridge?" Eli frowned. "I didn't." She opened the fridge. Every item they'd eaten last night was back in its place. The beers were full. The half-cut lemon was whole again. Even the open bag of chips was resealed. They laughed it off, calling it a prank. Chris accused Jordan, who swore he didn't touch anything. Then Maya checked her phone. The lock screen read Friday, July 14th. But yesterday had also been Friday, July 14th. They all checked. Every phone, every clock, all showing the same date. "Maybe the Wi-Fi's off," Chris said. "It's syncing wrong." "Then how do you explain the food?" Maya asked. That's when Eli noticed something else. The sunlight, the angle of it, the way it hit the porch railing. It was identical to yesterday. They decided to leave. They packed their bags, piled into the car, and drove down a narrow dirt road. But after 10 minutes, the forest started to look familiar. Then the mailbox appeared again, the one with the carved maple leaf. They were back in front of the Maple Hollow Retreat. "Okay, that's impossible," Tessa muttered. They tried again, taking turns back roads, even hiking to the trees. But every path, no matter how random, circled back to the same gravel driveway. And the strangest part, the sun never moved. It stayed high and bright, frozen in the same position as when they woke up. That night, they stayed up late, whispering theories in the living room. "Time loop," Jordan joked weakly, like some sci-fi movie. "No, this is something else," Maya said. "We're being watched." When they woke the next morning, nothing had changed. Same sunlight, same breakfast, same damn date. Only this time, something was off. The fridge hummed louder. The mirror seemed to tilt slightly, reflecting angles that didn't match the room. And when Chris opened the bedroom door, there were muddy footprints leading out his room. Prints that weren't there before. That day, Jordan vanished. He had gone out to try the road again. They watched him disappear down the trail. Hours passed. He never came back. By evening, Eli drove out searching for him, only to find Jordan's car, still running, parked right outside the house. No sign of Jordan anywhere. Now there were 4. They searched every inch of the house, the basement, attic, crawl space, calling Jordan's name. But when Maya opened one of the hall closets, she froze. Jordan's phone was there, lying neatly on a folded blanket. The screen was still lit. The date? Friday, July 14th. A photo appeared as the wallpaper. It was them sitting at the dinner table from their first night. Only, in the picture, there was someone else standing behind them. A tall, pale figure near the window, its face blurred and featureless. They deleted the photo, but when they looked again, it reappeared. Now the house felt alive. The pipes groaned softly, like something breathing through the walls. The mirrors flickered with delayed reflections, as though time inside them lagged. At night, they heard footsteps upstairs, even though everyone was downstairs. Doors closed on their own. Whispers echoed faintly through the vents. "Don't leave me." By the next morning, Chris was gone. No scream, no noise, just gone. Only his shoes remained by the front door, facing the road. That was when the others realized the house wasn't keeping them here. It was taking them, one at a time. Now it was just Maya and Eli. Tessa barely spoke. She sat near the window, staring out, murmuring things under her breath. The same phrases again and again. "They're not gone. They're still here. They're in the walls." That night, Eli woke to the sound of laughter. Familiar laughter. He followed it into the living room and froze. Jordan, Chris, Tessa, Maya, all of them, sitting at the table, smiling, plates of untouched food in front of them. Except they weren't moving right. Their bodies were stiff, their smiles too wide. Maya grabbed his hand. "Don't look at them," she whispered. "They're not real." The laughter stopped. The figures turned their heads in perfect unison toward Eli, faces pale, eyes empty, and said together, "Welcome back." He ran, but every door he opened led to the same hallway. Every window showed the same sunlight. He screamed for hours, but the house just breathed, slow and steady. Maya was gone. Eli searched every room until he reached the upstairs hallway, the one with the two mirrors facing each other. There, between the endless reflections, he saw her, Maya, standing far back in the mirrored tunnel, motionless, staring. When he reached out to touch the glass, her reflection smiled, and then she turned and walked away, deeper into the infinite mirror, fading until she was gone. The lights flickered, the hum of the house deepened, and Eli felt it, something behind him, breathing, watching, then darkness. Days later, or maybe moments later, a new group of guests arrived. They laughed on the porch, excited for their weekend away. From the upstairs window, behind the lace curtain, a man watched them, pale, silent, eyes hollow. It was Eli. He lifted a hand and waved as they unpacked their car. And as they stepped into the Maple Hollow retreat, the door shut gently behind them, locking with a soft click. The date on their phones read, Friday, July 14th.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.